Kunja Vihari Jaya Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopijana Vallabha Varadhari Gopijana Vallabha Varadhari Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Varadhari Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Yashodanandana Rajana Ramana Yashodanandana Rajana Ramana Yamuna Tira Hari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari 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 Jaya Radha Kunja Vihari Radha Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Kunja Vihari Radha Kunja Vihari Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Shri Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Shri Radhe Jaya Jagannatha Jaya Jagannatha Jaya Baladeva Maheshwara Jaya Jagannatha Jaya Jagannatha Jaya Baladeva Maheshwara Jaya Śrīnath Ji Jaya Balagopal Jaya Śrīnath Ji Jaya Giri Govardhan Jaya Śrīnath Ji Jaya Balagopal Jaya Śrīnath Ji Jaya Giri Govardhan Jaya Gaurānita 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Śrīla Prabhupāda Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Śrīla Prabhupāda Jaya Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva Jaya
Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Shri Krishna. Hare Krishna, everyone. Welcome to Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam class in Devsadan Mandir. It's a good Friday. So, today we are going to read from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 15. The Pandavas retire timely. Text 42. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Narayanam Namaskritya
Narayanam Namaskritya
Naram Chaiva Narottamam
Naram Chaiva Narottamam
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam
Tato Jayamudiraye
Tato Jayamudire
Nashtaprayeshu Vadreshu
Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu
Nityam Bhagavata Sevya
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya
Bhagavati Uttama Shloke
Bhagavati Uttama Shloke
Bhaktir Bhakti Naistiki.
Bhaktir Bhakti Naistiki.
Hare Krishna, everyone. So today we'll be reading from Canto 1, Chapter 15. The Pandavas retired timely, and it's text 42. Tritve hritva cha panchatvam.
Tritve hutva cha panchatvam.
Tritve hritva cha panchatvam.
Tritve hutva cha panchatvam.
Tatsaikatve juhonmutnihi.
Tatsaikatve juhonmuni.
Tatsaikatve juhonmunihi.
Tatsaikatve juhonmuni.
Sarvamatmanya juhaved.
Sarvamatmanya juhaved.
Brahmanyatmanamavvaye.
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 Brahmanatmanamavvaye.
Tritve hutva cha panchatvam.
Tritve hutva cha panchatvam.
Tatsaikatve juhonmunihi.
Tatsaikatve juhonmuni.
Sarvamatmanya juhaved.
Sarvamatmanya juhaved.
Brahmanyatmanamavvaye.
Brahmanatmanamavvaye.
Tritve hutva cha panchatvam.
Tritve hutva cha panchatvam.
Tatsaikatve juhonmunihi.
Tatsaikatve juhonmuni.
Sarvamatmanya juhaved.
Sarvamatmanya juhaved.
Brahmanyatmanamavvaye.
Brahmanatmanamavvaye.
Anyone wanna try?
Tritve hutva cha panchatvam.
Tritve hutva cha panchatvam.
Tatsaikatve juhonmuni.
Tatsaikatve juhonmunihi.
Sarvamatmanya juhaved.
Sarvamatmanya juhaved.
Brahmanyatmanamavvaye.
Brahmanyatmanamavvaye. We'll do word for word. Tritve,
Tritve.
into the three qualities.
Into the three qualities.
Hutva,
Hutva.
having offered.
Having offered.
Cha,
Cha.
also.
Also.
Panchatvam,
Panchatvam.
5 elements.
5 elements.
Tat,
Tat.
that
that
cha
cha
also
also
ekatve
ekatve
in one essence
in one essence
ajuhot
ajuhot
amalgamated
amalgamated
munihi
muni
the thoughtful
the thoughtful
sarvam
the sarva
the sum total
the sum total
atmani
atman
in the soul
in the soul
ajuhavit
ajuhavit
fixed
fixed
brahmani
brahmani
unto the spirit
unto the spirit
atmanam
atmanam
the soul
the soul
avyaya
avyaya
unto the inexhaustible.
unto the inexhaustible.
Translation and purport by Divine Grace of Charanarvinde Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Śrīla Prabhupāda ki jai. Translation. Thus, annihilating the gross body of 5 elements into the 3 qualitative modes of material nature, he merged them in one essence and then absorbed that essence in the self Brahman, which is inexhaustible in all circumstances. Please repeat after me. Thus annihilating
the
gross body
gross body
of 5 elements
of 5 elements
into the 3 qualitative modes of material nature, he merged them in one essence and then absorbed that essence in the self Brahman, which is inexhaustible in all circumstances. Purport. All that manifested in the material world is the product of Mahat Tattva, Avyakta, and things that are visible in our material vision are nothing but combinations and permutations of such varied material products. But the living entity is different from such material products. It is due to the living entity's forgetfulness of his eternal nature as eternal servitor of the Lord, and his false conception of being so-called Lord of the material nature, that he is obliged to enter into the existence of false sense enjoyment. Thus, a concomitant generation of material energies is the principal cause of the mind's being materially affected. Thus, the gross body of 5 elements is produced. Mahārāja Yudhiṣṭhira reversed the action and merged the 5 elements of the body in the 3 modes of material nature. The qualitative distinction of the body as being good, bad, or mediocre is extinguished, and again the qualitative manifestations became merged in the material energy, which is produced from the false sense of the pure living being. When one is thus inclined to become an associate of the Supreme Lord, the personality of Godhead, in one of the innumerable planets of the spiritual sky, especially in Goloka Vrindavana, one has to think always that he is different from the material energy. He has nothing to do with it, and he has to realize himself as pure spirit, Brahman, qualitatively equal to the Supreme Brahman, Parameshwara. Mahārāja Yudhiṣṭhira, after distributing his kingdom to Parikshit and Vajra, did not think himself emperor of the world or head of the Kuru dynasty. This sense of freedom from material relations, as well as freedom from the material encagements of the gross and subtle encirclement, makes one free to act as the servitor of the Lord. Even though one is in the material world, this stage is called the Jivan Mukti stage or the liberated stage. Even in the material world, That is the process of ending material existence. One must not only think that he is Brahman, but must act like Brahman. One who only thinks himself Brahman is an impersonalist, and one who acts like Brahman is the pure devotee. Om Jnanat Mirandasya Jnananjana Salakya Chachuru Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Padmayam Dudati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamanam Shri Guru Vaishnavansya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunatham Vitantam Sachivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Varijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Deva Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sagana Lita Shri Visakhantamsa He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dhinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Dapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishwanusate Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripasindhubhyevacha Patitanam Pavebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Śrīmate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namini Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatyadesh Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna everyone. It's a very beautiful verse. Now Sutta Goswami is describing what Mahārāja Yudhiṣṭhira is doing amongst the sages, and here I'll read the translation of what he is doing. So, thus annihilating the gross body of 5 elements into the 3 qualitative modes of material in one essence, and then absorb that essence in the self Brahman, which is inexhaustible in all circumstances. He is doing all these things. So why he is doing? Why he is doing?
Want to go, we want to live.
Why does he want to live?
Symptoms, omens. He's seeing the omens.
There is a great talk about freedom in this world, so-called freedom. And they think like, okay, maybe the good governance kind of gives good freedom and all those things. Even though there is a good governance or the bad governance, people are not actually free. As a human being, we all are bounded by some things. One who knows this reality, okay, we are bounded by things, that is the true knower. So what are the things that binds a human beings, not just human beings, other creatures and other animals in the material world? What are the things? So these are the 5 elements which constitutes the very material nature, which binds us, which gives us the limitations, right? So our body, which is made of this gross planet Earth, right? So because of this solidity we have, and we have certain boundaries, and somebody, something in some way touches the boundary or like try to break the boundary, it hurts, right? This is the nature of material. So material nature is such, like it's because it is made of 5 elements. It has the qualities of these 5 elements. It has the qualities of the earth, water. It also has the quality of air. It also has the quality of fire and ether. It has the quality of all five. And also these five elements of material nature, they now in turn mixes up with three modes of material nature. So we all know about three modes of material nature: mode of ignorance, mode of passion, mode of goodness. I think it's very nicely described in Bhagavad Gita chapter 14 about these three modes of material nature. It's very, very, very dear to me, chapter 14. The first verse of the chapter 14, Krishna, he starts in a very unique way. I like to read it, the whole thing. I don't want to transphrase it and get the half meaning of it, just because it is too sweet. So here the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, I shall declare to you this supreme wisdom, the best of all knowledge, knowing which all the sages have attained the supreme perfection. So this is how he starts the chapter 14, where he is talking about three modes of material nature. So this is why these three modes of material nature are very, very important for one to understand. Because see, here he is saying, knowing which all the sages have attained in the supreme perfection. This is why it is important. Because only knowing this, all the sages have attained the supreme perfection. So here he has a lot of elaborate descriptions about three modes of material nature and all. So we'll just describe few things. So mode of ignorance, mode of passion, mode of goodness. So if we really see this in our day-to-day life and day-to-day activities, so if we are in a way going through mode of ignorance, right? When we are not in a proper knowledge, when we are going through laziness and all those things, right? Not in a proper mind and all these things. What kind of actions we do? And where does those kind of actions leads us to? Those kinds of actions only leads us to our not well-being, right? Like positions where we don't want to be. And the bad results, bad outcomes will come. And what happens when we are driven by mode of passion? We have like desires, oh, I want to do this, I want to do this, busy, doing this, doing that. Just time will go away. And we feel like, oh yeah, I did something. What did I do? Fulfilled our petty, stupid desire, which came from ignorance. Right? And then what happens if we come to the mode of goodness? Now our knowledge starts to grow. Then people start to question and think about, okay, what should I do? Why am I doing this? What is my goal? Why spirituality? And all these things. Questions will start to come and knowing will start to happen. People want to, when somebody is trying to gain knowledge, most of the knowledge is gained when person is in a mode of goodness. If you have noticed, if we are a student, you'll be noticing like these three modes very clearly. If you are in mode of goodness, the knowledge we learn gets easily cut up in our mind, very easily. It remains there. But let's say if we are in mode of passion, oh, I want to do this exam, I want to somehow pass the exam, those thoughts and hankering and goes on, our capability will be little less. And if like completely ignorance is there, oh, I don't want to read, they are forcing me to read, stupid exam, why should I give? Now you'll see how the capacity of the getting knowledge and all these things. So these are the brief discussions about three modes of material nature. So usually mode of ignorance, they will lead to our not good place, or the undesirable situations or undesirable results it will create for us. Mode of passion will create the desirable results, but it might not be benefit for us, or we should actually clearly see why those desires are coming. Is it coming from mode of ignorance, mode of passion? Is it coming from complete knowledge? Where is it coming? Why am I driven? Then only the mode of passion will kind of take us somewhere. Otherwise, it feels like taking us somewhere. Oh, I want to do this, I want to do this. Because everybody is doing this. Like mode of passion easily gets in. Because somebody is doing this, I also have to do it. So mode of passion is like very common and very influential. Because everybody is doing this. Everybody thinks, oh, it is a good thing. And the mode of passion automatically. There are other things also which triggers mode of passion. The very way our material body is made creates a mode of passion, and all those things are there. So these 5 elements by which our material body is made, now these in turn plays with these 3 modes of material nature. And because of these permutations and combinations, that's what Śrīla Prabhupāda write here, combinations and permutations of such varied material products. So this is what he is writing here. So this is what works on, and this is what decides actually what we are doing every day. Because of this varied level of our mode of goodness, mode of passion and mode of ignorance, in terms using our 5 material energy. So all that is happening in this material world are just the permutations and combinations of all these 5 elements of material nature. But here Śrīla Prabhupāda writes, living entity is different. He is not actually this 5 elements, right? Living entity is a different. Is not made out of 5 elements, but we are identified with these 5 elements. Every morning we wake up, we have this body, same hands, same nose, same leg, right? It grows a little bit, but we don't notice that growth and all, right? We only notice, oh, it's same. That must be me, right? Isn't it? Every day we're waking up with the same body and all these things. And then the identification comes. Oh, this is my body, means now things around my body, my clothes, my phone, suddenly things and attachments starts. This is how now material bondage starts. Because of this identification. So, in Bhagavad Gita, I think it's in the chapter Nature, Enjoyer and Consciousness. So, it's chapter 13. Here, Kṛṣṇa is describing Arjuna about Prakriti and Purusha and all those things. So here he clearly describes about the nature of the soul, the nature of the super soul, and how the nature of the soul is not actually this made out of these 5 gross elements. It's different, and he is not even influenced by 3 modes of material nature. So if we as a living being, we are a free soul, right? So theoretically, it is saying, Kṛṣṇa is saying, we are a living entity, we are free from 3 modes of material influences, and even these 5 gross elements. But are we having that feeling? Why? Because of that identification is there. with the body. The identification, we call it as ahankara, false ego. So this false identification is so deep rooted by the practice. Like we feel like we are the doer and we are these 5 elements of material nature, and we are only influenced by this nature. In a way, yes. In a way, it is yes. But in reality, it is not. Why is it yes now? Because this is the conception, this is the place where we are in. We are only experiencing the gross material body. When we are experiencing this gross material body, what happens? We are only going to experience 3 modes of material nature and their place. So this is the reality, and this is what here Mahārāja Yudhiṣṭhira is trying to do. Thus, annihilating the gross body of 5 elements into 3 qualitative modes of nature, he merged them into one. So this is why he is doing this thing. He is trying to break his limitations. He is actually working for freedom, real freedom of life. Other people, they may go out on strike and try to get the so-called false freedom, and by which we are not really free actually, right? Only when we are free from this gross body of 5 elements and 3 modes of qualitative modes of material nature, then and only then we will be free in some way. So, what is the process? How do we become? As in, what is the process? How do we become free?
Like devotional service.
Devotional service.
Chanting.
Surrendering
to Kṛṣṇa.
Surrendering to Kṛṣṇa. And what else? Because of years and years of practice in this lifetime, plus all the previous lifetimes, this attachment to our material body and material engagements and these 3 modes of material nature is so deeply rooted, it won't come until and unless we start our new practice, right? So slowly the process of detachments and process of attachment to what? To our reality. What is our reality? We are part and parcel of Kṛṣṇa, and we are eternal servitor of Kṛṣṇa, right? So when we detach from the false realities and attach to the real realities, slowly, now the practice, we keep this in practice, and once our practice gets to the success, then what happens? Slowly, we'll lose this. Yes, we'll lose the influence of the 3 modes of material body.
Attachments.
Yes. Here, Śrīla Prabhupāda is clearly writing in the purport. So, where is it? The innumerable planets. Mahārāja Yudhiṣṭhira, after distributing his kingdom to Parikshit, did not think himself an emperor. This sense of freedom from material relation, as well as freedom from material engagement of gross and subtle encirclement, makes one free to act as a servitor of the Lord, even though one is in material world. And this stage is called Jivan Mukta stage, or the liberated stage, even in the material world. This is what we can attain, even in the material world, right? We can attain this Jivan Mukta stage. How? By making ourselves free from these 3 modes of material nature. So in order to be free, it's good that we know how the three modes of material nature are within us, how they are influencing, and all those things. So, among these three modes of material nature, mode of goodness is the best, where we can think of at least getting out of the mode of goodness as well. It's also described in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, where in Canto 1, Chapter 2, where Sutta Goswami is describing among the three modes, mode of goodness is the best. And among the three deities, Lord Vishnu, who is in the mode of goodness, is worthy of worship, and from whose worship we obtain the best result in life. So this is the process, and there are many other things that we can practice to slowly get away from the material engagement and material conceptions. Nectar of instruction is full of it. So if we see nectar of instruction and the starting of nectar of instruction, the first verse in the nectar of instruction, what does it say? Vachapur, Manasa, Krodha, Vegam. So about all these urges, it's supposed to control, tolerate. And we're not supposed to let go of it. Why? Because those urges are binding us in the material body. Material body means we have a lot of urges, very much urges. That's why we follow. Yesterday was Nirjala Ekadasi, right? I hope many of us follow. So we have such a big urge to eat a drink, right? If we are somehow able to control those urges, right? Slowly the material body will, kind of give up, right? So this is the very nature of our physical body as a human body. If we really see, if we give in for a comfort, it will only create disaster. Only even if you want health, we need austerity. No, why people are going to gym and trying to get crazy? Even for the physical strength and muscles we need to give torture to the muscles every day. Torture to the body every day. If we really see, even if we want to attain something mentally or whatever, the body always has to be tortured. Whatever we want to attain, right? The body is always in the torture. If we don't give deliberately torture to the body, what will happen? It will automatically give torture in the old days and all. Anyway, dukkha, the body is made to give you misery. You take it now or you take it later. But what happens if you take it willingly? If you take it willingly, okay, I want to take it. Now what happens? It's just if I slap you, it will hurt. If you slap yourself, it won't hurt because I'm slapping myself, right? So it's kind of like that. But why? Because all this spiritual process feels little painful to the body. It always feels. If you see every spiritual process in the planet, every spiritual process, it feels little difficult. It's little difficult. Lot of restrictions, lot of things. We are avoiding lot of body pleasures and all those things. It's just because of this, the fact that we have this body, and this body is always influenced by these three modes, and the being inside of us is in a trap in this body. Because of this, we're trying to slowly release the trap. So we're not actually giving the torture to the body. If we really follow the spiritual practice in a well-mannered, in an old age, the body will be in a good condition and all those things. And even even at the time of death, the body will be supportive of the life energy, that the life we have, the soul. Otherwise, the body won't be supportive of the soul if we don't follow the spiritual practice and give torture to the body. Anyway, people will anyway get the torture from the body. If they don't take care and all those things, the disease will take care. Disease will give the torture. And let's say we live the whole life attached to the body. At the end of the life, we have to lose the body. How much torture that will be? Or if we practice from now on, okay, detachment, then it will be like, okay. Anyway, we are not this body. It's clear. When we are a child, we are so small and we grow so big, right? We're not this body. Anyway, the life that we are, we're not this body. The soul is inside, right? So if we don't do the endeavors, don't do the efforts to find out this soul, get connected to it, here Śrīla Prabhupāda writes, the process of ending the matter. One must not only think that he is Brahman, he must act like Brahman. So we must not just think that, I am a soul. We must act like also I am a soul. Right? And what is the nature of the soul? Part and parcel of Kṛṣṇa. Means? Eternal servitor of Kṛṣṇa. So this is the practice we are trying to do every day. Spiritual process feels like a little bit of torture in the body, but I assure you it's not. It's actually, we are trying to work ourselves for the freedom, the ultimate freedom. Because what is the ultimate bondage we have? The material body. And if we transcend this material body, then only the further spiritual door opens for us. This is what Mahārāja Yudhiṣṭhira is trying to do. He is trying to annihilate the gross 5 material elements into 3 qualitative mode of nature. This is what he is doing. So for doing this, there is a whole lot of explanations in Nectar of Instruction, whole lot of explanations in Bhagavad Gita. There are a lot of things like Vācavekam, where you have to tolerate the urges, and there is Atyahara Prayasasya, those are the things to avoid, like too much eating. See, this is why Nirjala Ekadasi, no eating. We have to avoid too much eating. Even we have to avoid too much speaking. Even speaking, because too much speaking, it drains energy. If we, let's say, if those devotees who are fasting on Ekadasis, they really notice, if they speak too much, they feel hungry or thirsty easily. If they speak less, the hunger and the thirst won't come too often. So these are all there. So there are a lot of things that I can touch on. It's a very nice verse, very nicely explained by Śrīla Prabhupāda. So I hope this verse inspires all of you to not succumb to the needs of the body and not be attached to the comfort and convenience what the body kind of seeks in like daily basis, right? Every now and then it feels like, something to eat. If we succumb to that urges, every now and then, I feel like, I want to talk with this guy. If we succumb to all this, lot of things will happen. because body will rule. We feel like, oh, it's a freedom. Isn't it a freedom? To wherever there is a food, I can eat whatever food I want, I can eat. Right? We see all this freedom, right? We see people eating meat, people enjoying all these things. Why is the happiness not there? Right? People think it's a freedom and they do all these things in the name of freedom. No. The very way that they have the body and they are listening to the body's urge and calling it as labeling it as a freedom. It's not actually. The whole body is ruling the person and people are not knowing it. So this is the reality. If you really want to be free, may this verse, may this class inspire you in every sense and take to the process of this Krishna consciousness a little bit strictly, and follow the rules and regulations of the scriptures very nicely. And the beauty about these rules and regulations, following it in a whole, it will support one and another. If we only try to follow one, it will feel difficult. But if we try to follow more, suddenly things will become easy. Like, let me give you an example. Even following an Ekadashi, there are like certain rites and rituals to follow the day before Ekadashi and the day after Ekadashi. So if one does not follow the certain rituals and rites before the day of Ekadashi, the fasting in the day of Ekadashi will be a torture. Yes, it will be a torture. If we have to do nirjala especially, and if we eat a lot of food on the previous night, the body is craving for water and all those things will be too strong, can't be. So there are things like that, and there are things like, okay, now you fasted for one day, and if you don't eat properly, don't eat the proper kinds of things, and if you eat wrong things or too much things on the next day, now also body will give trouble. So there are a lot of things, and if you follow all the rules entirely in a way, it actually makes easier, because that's how our shastras is compiled, and every rules and every regulations and every scriptural points, they support one and another in very way. And also I can give other examples, like if we are noticing these modes of material natures, right? Mode of goodness, mode of passion, mode of ignorance. And if we are trying to clearly establish ourselves in mode of goodness, now you will notice, if we follow the shastric injunctions and apply all the injunctions, then we'll easily get established in the mode of goodness and remain there. But if we follow some, follow not some, then sometimes in a day we'll just go round and round. Mode of ignorance, mode of passion will automatically come. But if we kind of follow all, it will but our practice is such that we are going through the mode of passion, mode of ignorance all this time, right? Now if you try to just keep it in mode of goodness, the practice is not there, the habit is not there. We'll just scrape back to the same habit, the habitual pattern. And this is the practice where we have to make. And I hope everyone takes to this practice, and may it serve as an inspiration for everyone. It may feel a little bit torture to the body, it may feel a little inconvenience to the body among all these things, but it is worth it. It is worth it at the end. It is worth it not just at the end. Every step you walk in, you'll feel it worth it, because the very way, the more steps you take in the Krishna consciousness, so the attachment of this body, how the body rules, slowly it starts to dissipate, and you'll feel more free, right? This will happen, this will come automatically. You'll feel more free, you'll feel more happy. Isn't that happening to most of us? When we come to Krishna consciousness and follow more and more, we tend to become more happy and more happy. This is the beauty of Krishna consciousness. So let us all take to this process seriously and make our life successful. And about these three modes of natural nature, I want everyone, if they can, just do a little bit research. Bhagavad Gita chapter 14 is the nice source. It's just because of my favorite chapter for some reason. So that's all for today. Grantara Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai, Śrīla Prabhupāda ki jai. Any comments, any questions? It's a long class today.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thanks for explaining these modes of material nature and 5 of elements. Importance of those and importance of serious practice. Yeah. We will strive our best to practice in that. Hopefully, by the mercy of Krishna, we will achieve that in the near future.
Yeah, even Bhima, he was saying, he was complaining, oh, I can't do this Ekadasi. No, because it is our material nature. We can't okay, I want to do, but it's tried. I want to do, but you can't immediately go there, right? If we hear about the stories of Goswamis and how they eat, right? It is surprising that, in once in a 4 day he is eating only buttermilk or something, right? We hear the story. How can somebody do that? It needs practice. It's not like, today I'm eating 5 times a day and tomorrow I'll start, buttermilk every 4 days. No, it will be a huge torture. You can't handle it. Right? This is why practice. Practice, abhyas. With the practice it will come. This is why the practice of Krishna consciousness, slowly if we inculcate on our everyday, then we move towards transcendence. Okay, Grantara Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai, Śrīla Prabhupāda ki jai.